Welcome to Super Simple Security Principles, where you learn how to think, not just what to do. I'm Nick Jackson, here to learn along with you from my good buddy and master guardian, Makani Mason. Woo! Yeah. This is episode 86, Email Workshop, Priority and Reduce Stress. Look, that sounds good to me. Let's prioritize so I can reduce stress. Game on. Dude, you already know how I feel about this workshop.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
tell me, where are we starting?
Well, so the way I formatted the title apparently wasn't very clear. So that what I'm the next 6 episodes we're going to be doing are talk about the priorities that were like basically the objectives, and another word to say it, for the workshop. Okay.
Nice.
So today's
So what's
priority is
reduce
reducing
stress?
stress. Like obviously in the context of using email, right? We want it to,
Yeah.
and now with all these priorities, each one may not apply to everyone.
Right.
So again, you just have to decide which ones you care about, and if it sounds like it has enough value. Because, like I said, this is an experiment for me. We want to crack the code of what is stressing people out with email, and like I have a lot of ideas, I have a lot of experience, but we need to do some more figuring out
Yeah.
of what's important enough to people that they'll invest time in, right?
Yeah.
And what will they recognize? So anyway, the priority for today though is reducing stress.
I love it.
Yeah, I know. I'll say I know for you, this is kind of your go-to with email, right?
Yep. Oh, yeah. With my
And
anxiety, oh, yeah.
yeah,
Email just triggers it.
yeah. Well, it seemed like you mentioned your mom feels the same way.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Yep.
and I mentioned my sister. She's like, yeah. She always wants me to communicate with her in some other medium because she hates checking her email so much. So she's always like, she loves getting our emails from what I do, with security, right? Like my work
Right.
emails. But she's often behind on them because she just is avoiding your email so much.
Right.
So anyway, and again, it goes back to kind of all the reasons why we talked about in last episode of that we're doing the workshop anyway, right? Is
Yeah.
fear, overwhelm. I'd also add confusion when we look, because sometimes it's hard to tell who's this email actually from. Is it from the person who it's pretending to be, or are they faking it,
Right.
right?
Right. Absolutely.
So now I will say, if you use email from communications and you get emails from your family or your coworkers that drive you crazy,
Yeah.
well, I can't really help with that part. Right? But but most of it we can. Even the another common one, and I know my sister and I and brother, like, we kind of use it as a to-do list in some ways.
Yeah.
And that's even an aspect that I want to help people with. Um, so, and again, there's probably a minority of people, but if you're perfectly zen with email, then first I'd love to meet you because
Right.
I've never really known anyone like that. But let's see what I'm pretty happy with. Like, I don't know, I'd say zen, but pretty close to it. And um, but it's taken a lot of work, and still I build up emails sometimes that I have to work back through because of to dos and stuff. Especially since I've started this business, had to bring in a lot more emails to learn new things and stuff. But anyway, um, yeah. So why though? That's the next question I want to talk about. Like, why is reducing stress? That doesn't sound like, how is that related to security?
Right. Right.
Any thoughts? I mean, is it any connection jump out for you? Because I have my thoughts, but first I'd check in with you.
When I start to get stressed, I get overwhelmed. Like, and I get to that point of where do I even start? And that's where, for me, that's why this is so important, right? Like, I don't even have a start of where to reduce that stress for my email. So for me, yeah, this is priority number one so that I don't get overwhelmed so I can make it through it.
Yeah. Well, and the kind of the way I think about it is when we're stressed, we don't think clearly,
All right.
right? And one of the most common things we talk about is, don't click on the wrong thing, check who it's from. Like a lot of things where, a lot of people I talk to are like, oh, that's only for the old grannies who are stupid. Of course, that's all obvious stuff. It's like, well,
Right.
no, not so much. But not only that, but the thing is, if we're in a perfectly clear mind, then all those things are a lot easier,
Right.
right? Like, yes, a lot of those are common sense. Those that we will remember to check those things. We will do those things if we've learned them,
Yeah.
right? But the thing is, we know, I mean, experts fall for this sometimes. And it's just when we're stressed, it increases our risk dramatically.
Right.
So and I can't help with all the stress in your life. So if you're just stressed no matter what, that then that's you're going to be more ready to use your email, honestly.
Right.
But I can at least help with email so you're not guaranteed to be stressed every time you're checking email. Although that is one of my general recommendations. Like if you're super tired, you're super stressed, if you can avoid checking email,
Do it.
I recommend it. Yeah, like go do something else.
Yeah.
Email. I don't know anybody who checking email is it's really a relaxing, calming, de-stressing activity. Even me.
Right.
So, um, but the other reason, so that's one big reason why uh, reducing stress is important. The other is though because we need people to see the email. You don't like to
Yeah.
check your email. My sister doesn't like to check the email. And why do we need to see the email? Because that's where, as we've talked about many times, it's a universal communication mechanism. So if you have suspicious logins,
Yeah.
to your social media accounts, to your bank accounts, to whatever, guess where they're going to notify you?
Your
Email.
email.
Now, with the banker stuff, sometimes you'll get phone alerts. It depends. It's not the
Yeah.
only source, but there are a lot of ones where they're going to come through emails. If you update your profile, if somebody else updates their profile, there's just so many things to warn you about
That come to your email.
that come to your email.
Yeah. Yeah. This is such a good point. Yeah. You get so many important things coming to your email.
Yeah. And to have to wade through it or just not even want to look at it means you're not going to see it as quickly.
Right.
And, honestly, that includes emails from me too, because, I'm going to try to establish and get a lot of people on Signal and other communication methods because I realize how badly email is broken. But especially along the way and early on in our relationship, email is it's the universal communication mechanism for a reason. And I want to be able to send you, critical alerts that are relevant to you.
Right.
And so, I have a vested self-interest in helping you get your email working, so I can send you emails,
Right.
about security stuff. So, anyway, help you think clearly, help you, see the important emails in a timely fashion. Those are the two big motivations on why that's such a priority, even though it seems kind of weird.
Makes sense. Makes a lot of sense. Just the fact that you're right, those notifications that we do get that are important, we often forget how many correspondence we get that actually are needed. New user login. I didn't log in. What? Like all these emails, and that's the reason why reducing the stress so that when we can check it, we're knowing that these messages are somewhat valid.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Well, and my takeaway summary is like maybe from a strictly security perspective, reducing stress isn't the absolute top of importance, but I feel like it's a critical missing piece.
yeah.
it's really overlooked, really undervalued. And so it's really important, but coupled with just how highly undervalued is it, that's kind of why I decided to address it first.
I think it's a great place to start, to be frank. For me, especially for anybody. Like, what's the first priority? Let's reduce stress.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah,
Kind of makes everything else easier.
exactly. Exactly. You can get through everything else. If we can reduce some of the stress, you can start working on the safeguards to get your email better.
Yeah. So,
Awesome.
okay. Anything
You
else you
ready?
wanted to add? Okay. Yeah.
No, that was a good summary. Woo! Oh, I was way late.
Oh, my bad. Are you ready to take action and wondering where to start? Get my Bulletproof My Identity Starter Kit for free. The 7 most vital layers of protection everyone needs. I'll send you one step at a time and help you if you get stuck. Just go to bulletproofmyid.com and enter your name and email, and I will send you the first step. Again, that's bulletproofmyid.com.